If you're in a situation where you're thinking that you want to move into IT, or you're starting your career and you want to get into IT but you have zero technical knowledge, then I have a story for you, and by the end of the story I will hopefully convince you that you too can make that jump into IT as a non-technical person. My name is Yanis, and you and I are going to go on a journey together to take you from zero to IT GRC hero. Let's go. I was born in a warm August night. Actually, never mind. Let's go back, but not that far back. Let's go back 8 to 9 years ago when I was actually a law graduate in Greece. I was in a very difficult situation. I have to say I was quite afraid. I was very skeptical about my future. I had just graduated and I didn't know what to do next. I didn't know what fate has in store for me. I had, of course, gone through various subjects in law. As you can imagine, I studied civil law and criminal law and commercial law and even religion law and some other stuff that I basically don't remember anymore. But I was in that situation where I wasn't sure what to do, and frankly, I was a bit frustrated. I felt like there was nothing to do in Greece, and if you know anything about the situation in Greece, with all the lawyers in Greece, the amount of lawyers we have is like cockroaches, to be honest. We have so many lawyers. You look under a rock and there's a lawyer there waiting for you. But seriously, it's quite bad. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect of my career, and I didn't know if being in law was actually a good idea for me, professionally speaking, and of course to make ends meet. So at that point, after my studies and after I had finished, I thought, okay, I want to try something else. I want to explore another possibility, and I want to educate myself to see if I can make a transition to something that is more future-proof, more forward-looking, so I can perhaps be more competitive in the market, right? So what I did is I enrolled in a master's program, and then I actually got accepted in that program. I focused there in intellectual property, in things like data protection. Also, the GDPR at that time was quite a hot topic, and I thought, okay, that sounds particularly interesting, but the IT and data protection field was what intrigued me the most. So I jumped that train, and I thought, okay, that's what I want to focus on in the time being. So after my law degree had finished and I actually graduated from the master's, I got an internship that was very sought after at the time by my colleagues and my fellow students, and that's where I actually started with my career in data protection. I then transitioned into a company. So after my internship there, which of course helped me learn a lot of things, I moved into a permanent position in a company, in a big company that was also around data protection. And after a while, of course, I started exploring the field. I was reading more and more about it. My colleagues were quite helpful because they were a multidisciplinary field. I had information security colleagues around, I had procurement colleagues around, legal was also there. So a big group of colleagues that I interacted with. I managed to learn a lot. I actually started doing my certifications at the time. I was also attending a lot of conferences. I started meeting people, interacting with people in the profession and in the area of data protection. So I got more and more comfortable around the area. After some time, of course, I thought, okay, I want to switch to something that is a bit more technical, that explains a bit more how an organization applies data protection in their day-to-day operations. So from that point on, and after a while, I moved to a different employer, and I got involved into the information security side of things. So more technical, more hands-on experience, and I transitioned to information security, and I actually managed to learn a lot of things around information security. Through all this time, of course, I keep working on my skills, working on my expertise, gaining more and more certifications, going to conferences, meeting people, joining groups, going to meetups, all that kind of stuff, connecting on LinkedIn to enrich my environment and enrich my capabilities and my knowledge, right? I see myself how I grew from being a law graduate in Greece and going into IT after going through data protection, and then one step above in, let's say, theoretical but also practical information security, and then accomplishing a very big certification in the industry, the CISP certification, which helped me get even bigger coverage of information security. Now, you might be thinking, hey, why does it matter? Why are you telling me all this? That's a very good question. And what I'm basically saying is that if I did it, going from law to where I am right now, then you can potentially do it as well. And here I'm not implying that it's easy, but I am saying that it's definitely possible. And with the right mindset and the right approach to it, you can definitely do it. You can definitely achieve it and get into IT. I went into IT GRC, and I'm gonna have another video in the future going into more detail around the concept of IT GRC, so you can subscribe for that. But there's definitely many more fields in IT and information security. My message to you is, it's definitely possible. And now you might be wondering, okay, then how do I do it? The first and most important thing, in my opinion, is educate yourself. Look up information, get that certification, enroll to that program, whether it's a bachelor's or master's program, whether it's a free course on Udemy or another platform online, watching videos on YouTube, for example, reading books. It can be anything, but it's very important to keep your horizons open and educate yourself. The other thing is, of course, getting in touch with people and with a network. Get involved in communities. Another community would be hopefully this channel, where we can all exchange ideas and opinions and educate each other and help each other grow. And lastly, what I would suggest, or what I actually did in the beginning, was apply for different positions. You can start with entry-level positions because that's obviously the easier thing and the more attainable and achievable thing to do. But in any case, start applying. Don't be afraid. Review your CV, add, of course, that experience that you have gained, and then just go for it and see how it goes. And I'm pretty sure that at some point you can get into, let's say, an IT GRC analyst position or a compliance analyst. Usually those analyst positions that are entry level can give you an opportunity to get your foot in the door and join that area, that domain, and then eventually I'm pretty sure that you will get there if you have the right, as I said, mindset and ideas to follow and pursue. So that was it. End of story. I hope it was insightful, I hope it was useful, and I hope it was motivational. And now it's time for you to tell me where you are in your career trajectory into getting in IT GRC and what steps you're willing to take to get there. Leave a comment down below and engage with the whole community. And also, last but not least, hack the like button, because that's gonna be your first step into getting this exciting and amazing world of IT GRC. Until next time, stay safe and secure, both in the physical and the digital world. Take care.